Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. I'm so glad you're here. What do we got going on? Well, we got the markets. We keep pushing them up, pushing them up, pushing them up, right? There's a lot of speculation out there. I mean, on some days, it's actually funny. I mean, meme stocks are responsible for 10% of the volume some days. I mean, that's incredible. That's where you see the speculation is still up there, right? You see, money's not tight, but yet the Fed is going to be lowering interest rates. But money's not tight by any means of the word. There's still a lot of liquidity being pumped into the market. Now it's about to start to change, right? It's about to change. You can look at the reverse repo facility where banks say loan overnight money to and get a little bit of interest on. That has come way down, way down, way down. That is one liquidity form where they can juice the markets, but that's now got a zero balance. That was over $1 trillion. I think it was up close to $2 trillion. And now we've come all the way back down. Liquidity is starting to dry up, but it's not time to short the market yet. You got to watch the HYG. When that starts to go down, then you got to start to run for the hills. But so far, they just keep pushing the money into the marketplace. Push it, they push it, push it. More money, more money, more money, right? And things will continue to go up. The money has to go somewhere. Goes into the stock market, goes into the meme stocks, goes into the cryptos, has to go higher, has to go higher. We'll see how this all plays out. Now, I want to talk about a few different things today. We're going to get over to the real estate side of things in a second, but first I want your opinion. Okay, what do you guys think about the government taking a 10% position in Intel? Now, this isn't the first time they've taken a position in a company. I mean, they've done it in Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. They did it in AIG back during the crisis, right? So they've had interest in the companies, but it's kind of almost, to me, almost like a little bit of extortion going on. That's just my take. I'm not for it. I'm for free markets, right? I mean, Trump didn't like the CEO, Mr. Tan, right? I mean, he's calling for his resignation. Said he didn't like how he dealt with China. Well, give him 10% of the company. All of a sudden, Mr. Tan and the Donald are now connected, right? I mean, look, you could put a Let's say you put a 50% tariff on all iPhones, unless, of course, Apple gives 20% of the company to the government. Now, is that right? Is that extortion? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I'm against it. I'm a free market sort of guy. I'm a sound money sort of guy, gold and silver. Don't like the fiat system, but I like free markets, and we don't have free markets. Look at NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA was selling their chips to China. Well, the downside, you can't do that. And they say, why not? They say it's a security issue, right? It's a security issue if they sell their chips. But if Intel gives 10% to the government, then it's no longer a security issue. Isn't that amazing? I mean, some of this stuff that's going on is really, to me, it's kind of shady. I'd just like to let the markets go free. That's just my take. Now, if you got a different take, please leave me a comment. I'm willing to listen. I'm not set on my take, but I do think it's awfully strange that we get 10% of Intel. Maybe we can get as much as 50% of Apple soon. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. All right, so in the real estate market, we got some fascinating things going on. New home sales, right? New home sales are now average across the nation, right? Okay, existing home sale, average price 430,000. New home sales, average price 400,000 below the existing homes. That's really unusual. Now it's worse than that's worse than that. You see, the new homes, they are offering concessions up to $50,000. So that 400,000 number really might be down here to 350,000. And that's how they have to get the home sold. But apparently they're still making money. If you look at their stocks, look at like Toll Brothers, TOL, look at Lennar, LEN, off of the April lows, they've already rebounded 50%. They're going up, going up. They're not at new highs yet. They get at new highs. I might consider shorting them again. Now, Buffett, Warren, not Jimmy. Jimmy passed away a while back, but Warren's still alive. Warren, he just bought some of the home builders. He took an interest in Lennar, took an interest in Toll Brothers. At least that's what I heard. And that's helping to push the prices up higher. Now, I'm not saying Warren's not that smart. I just don't get to play. I don't think the home builders are that that safe right now. Look at transactions are still in free fall, right? I mean, there's just nothing really happening. Real estate brokers, real estate agents, over 70% did not sell one house. They sold 0 houses. They're not making any money. Now, this is going to be the first year, 2025 will be the first year where prices are actually coming down nationwide. We're going to have a drop in prices nationwide in 2025. Now, I think this slow grind is going to play out another couple years, right? It's going to be a slow grind that's picking up pace. Picking up pace. They're starting to come down in more and more areas, coming down faster and faster with the price reductions. People are reducing the prices. You got the Airbnb people. They were buying 10, 20 homes at a time, right? And now they can't get rid of them fast enough because a lot of those Airbnbs, they just said they couldn't rent them out anymore. And they can't rent them out because people aren't traveling as much. So they got a problem on their hand. They're trying to dump those homes onto the marketplace. So you got inventory up 30% year over year, 30% more inventory. Now the prices are just a slow grind lower, right? And I think they're picking up pace, and I think they're going to continue to grind lower for the next year or two. Now, when do I see the big crash happens? Well, you see, that's actually when the system comes down. A lot of people don't like when I talk about this because it gets a little scary. Don't go to a party and tell people, hey, you think the financial system's coming down? You won't be invited back. You got to keep this very quiet. Don't talk with your friends about it. Don't talk with your family about it. They don't want to hear it. But look at the system is in a lot of trouble. And the fiat system is going to go away. How many times has it happened before? 4,800 and something, right? Different fiat systems have gone away through the history of the world. 4,800, almost 5,000 of them, right? But this time it's different, Tall Mike. This time we got Bitcoin to back up the fiat system. Well, maybe we do. Maybe it is different this time. But I'm going to bet that this system doesn't have much longer. I'm going to bet that this system is going to go away. And when it goes away is where you're going to see the housing market. We're going to be grinding down, finally going to collapse. You're going to see the collapse. And I say 40%. A lot of people say 50%. Some people say as much as 90%. Here's what I do say. 500 ounces of silver will buy you the average price house. Now, we just talked about the average price house. What is it? Between 400 for a new home, 430 for an existing home. So let's call it 415, right? Okay, 500 ounces of silver. How much could you buy 500 ounces of silver today for? Let me think. Well, you could get about $40 an ounce right now. So what would that be? Be about $20,000. So you're going to see this thing flip-flop, right? You're going to see $20,000 of silver either come up and meet that $415 level, or you're going to see the houses drop down 90% and come and meet the silver level. One of the two is going to happen, in my opinion. Now, of course, I'm just an idiot with a microphone and a computer, and obviously you're listening to the idiot, so you must have some interest in this. But a lot of people just think I'm talking crazy when I talk about this. But this could really happen. This is getting very dangerous times in our society. I mean, look, at money is the problem, right? I mean, this fiat money that we keep printing. You see, the debt right now, debt to, well, the GDP, we're at what? I don't know, 120%, right? 120% debt to GDP. Most countries don't come back from that. But you got a problem here. You got a problem. You see, the debt, it's increasing 13% a year. What's the GDP increasing a year? About 2%. So debt's going 13%, GDP going 2%. This problem is going to explode. This problem is not sustainable. Something's going to give. I don't know what's going to give. I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. I just know I don't want to be in the fiat system when it gives way, right? I don't care if it's backed by Bitcoin. I don't care if it's backed by a stable coin. I don't care if it's backed by Ethereum. I just don't care. I don't want anything to do with the fiat system. I want real money. I want sound money, which is gold, which is silver. Now, both of those are doing well, right? Up 30% so far this year, right? And headed higher, in my opinion. But my Mike? Gold hasn't moved since April. We've been going sideways. Oh my God. We've been going sideways. It's terrible. Look, I started buying gold back at $300. Why? Because I'm an old guy. I've been around for the last 20 years, right? So I bought at 300 and those are now 3,500 I have to pay. And when I go to the coin shop and pay 3,500, yes, it hurts. It hurts, but the dollar just doesn't buy anything anymore. It's very sad. Now, what else is going on with the system right now? The system, what's going on is you got this wealth inequality. They're going to keep printing that money. I believe that. They're going to print those dollars. They're going to print that fiat as fast as they can. And you get bigger and bigger wealth inequality. You're basically printing billionaires, right? The billionaires love it because their assets keep going up. What happens to the middle class and the poor? Their lifestyle goes down. Their standard of living is in free fall. It's a big problem, but they get more and more and more wealth inequality. The more money we can print, we're going to keep printing. But if you're in the middle class, if you're in the poor, you got to protect yourself. Now, a lot of people say they can't afford gold, and I get that. Gold's expensive, $3,500. But you could take one of your paychecks if you have a job, take out $40, right? March down to the coin store and get one of those coins every paycheck and just put it away, put it away, put it away. That's what us stackers do, right? I get a commission check. I march down to my coin shop. He's out of the stuff. I go to the next coin shop. He's out. I go to the next one. A lot of these people are having trouble getting inventory in because they can't. Nobody wants to sell. Why do you want to sell it when it keeps going higher and higher and higher? But Mike, I'm in Bitcoin. Yeah, well, it ain't outperforming gold this year. It's doing worse, right? I mean, gold has outperformed Bitcoin last 4 years, right? Now take note of that. Some of your Bitcoiners are selling their Bitcoin to get into gold. Now Ethereum's outperforming gold. Maybe the Bitcoiners want to jump into Ethereum and see if they can ride that train up, right? Ethereum's going up right now, but I'm telling you where I am because I'm an old guy. I love the gold. I love the silver. That's what I'm in, and that's what I think a lot of people should be in. I think you should be in sound money. I don't think we should be taking the government, getting them involved in all this private business, right? I don't want the government involved in anything. I want less government right now. If you add up the government spending with the state spending, with the local spending, they're responsible for 48% of the GDP. 48%. You get to 75, full on socialism. Get to 100, you're at communism. I don't want them involved in these things. I want them out. I want free markets, right? I want free markets out there. I don't want them owning Intel. I don't want them threatening Apple with a 50% tariff on the iPhone. I don't want them to extort the private businesses. Yeah, who does it hurt? It hurts the shareholders. But Mike, Intel went up when the government took a stake. Well, that's the other thing. You see, who's going to get the government contracts, right? It's a company that the government owns. So the government gets to pick the winners and they get to pick the losers, right? So Intel went up on the news that the government got 10% of them. Maybe if Apple gives 20% to the government, their shares will go up. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't think it's right. But if they're tied in with the government, of course, they're going to give them all the contracts. They're going to give them all the deregulation so they can run their businesses, right? But I don't want that. I want free markets. I want the markets to flow. I want sound money. So when you go out there and work, you're not working for debt, right? I mean, that's what you're working for right now. Let's say you're a fast food worker making $20 an hour. Well, they pay you and they pay you in $20 bill, right? Okay, you got a $20 bill. You know what that is? That is debt. It's the same. It's synonymous. You're working for debt. I don't know why people do it. I want gold. I want silver. I want sound money. And I'd take that $20 and I'd convert it to sound money as quickly as you can because this $20 bill, you can go back, right? Go back to a $20 gold coin and a $20 bill in 1913, right? When the Fed started. Well, what's they worth? Well, that $20 bill, yes, it's still worth $20, but that gold coin, which was the equivalent of the $20 bill, is now $3,500, right? They're going to steal from you. It's theft. It's robbery. That's what inflation is. They say that we're only going to rob you 2%, but yet we've run above that for over 4 years, right? By their own standards, we're running 9%, right? The PPI is at 9%. Now you got the tariffs coming, right? The Donald's telling you they're not inflationary. I'm telling you they're going to make prices go up. Call it inflation, call it whatever you want. But the tariffs are going to make prices go up. It's just a fact, Donald. I'm sorry, but that's what's going to happen. It's going to end up being out of your pocket, out of my pocket. That's what the tariffs do. I don't like the tariffs either. That's just my take. I'm Tall Mike. You like this stuff? Give me the thumbs up. Punch the subscribe button. Get out there, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.